often do we take the time just to appreciate God's creation? One of my favorite pieces is the General Sherman tree. It's a giant sequoia, which happens to be one of the world's largest trees by volume. Its height reaches almost 300 feet, and its mass is so big that it's one of the world's largest trees by volume. In fact, 2 years ago, during a storm, one of its largest branches fell to the ground. They measured the branch. It ended up being 100 feet long and 6 feet in diameter. So it's huge. But what makes this tree so special is its root system. Underneath the ground, the roots of the General Sherman go for acres upon acres. It all starts when the tree is first planted. The first thing to grow out is its roots. And then from there it gets larger and larger, and the roots continue to reach out, soaking up all the necessary nutrients for it to stand firm. This tree's root systems are so complex that it can withstand any drought, any type of storm. Truly, it's a tree that is grounded in strength, and it's because of its foundation that it can stand firm. We as young men, if we're going to be the type of young men that go out into this culture and reach the world for Jesus Christ, it begins with our foundation. It's no wonder that Paul, when talking to Timothy, a young pastor, said that our spiritual growth has to be like exercise, physical exercise, like we're working out. We have to make every effort to work out our spiritual muscles just like we work out our physical muscles. My fiance used to babysit this 2-year-old. His name was Brian. We called him Tub Tubs because he happened to be quite large for his age. But one of the things he was fascinated with is that he loved to be outside, and so he would always walk out to the sliding glass door and try to open it himself. Unfortunately, him being a little guy, at the same time being quite a large guy, couldn't open up the door himself, so I would walk over and I'd put my hand there and help him open up the door, and then we would close it together, and then we would open it together again. He just couldn't do it on his own, so I had to help him out. Point being, Tub Tubs had the same muscles that I had. The difference is that mine have developed over the years, and through working them out, I've begun to grow in my muscles. It just takes time to develop our muscles, just like it took time for the tree to develop its roots. It's the same thing with our spiritual lives. It takes time, it takes effort. We have to want to be growing. The first thing we have to do is want to get into the gym. And this might be hard for some of us. We might have to say no to some things. They might even be good things. But at the same time, if we're going to grow spiritually, we have to make an intentional effort to get into the Word and to be spending time with God that we may grow more. And once we get into the gym, we have to make it something of consistency. Never will you see a world-class athlete that gets into the gym, leaves, and then never comes back. It takes repetition, time after time after time. My old track coach used to tell me, every day you're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no such thing as just being idle. You're either growing spiritually or you're not growing spiritually. It's vital that we get into the gym and that we stay into the gym. Well, let's be honest with each other for a second. How often do we spend time in the Word? We have time for sports, we have time for school, we have time for relationships, and all of these things are great things. But in the end, these are all going to fade away. And it's the truth of the Scriptures that is going to keep us firm. It is the truth of God that is going to last not only in this life, but in the life to come. Man, how bad we will feel if one day we're in heaven and we just imagine how much we could have had on this earth. How much we could have grown in the Lord. It's no wonder the psalmist said, "Blessed is the man whose delight is in the law. Day and night he meditates on it. He will be like a tree planted near the water." That's what solid foundation means, guys. That we would be so dependent on the Lord that He is our truth, He is our substance, He is the one that is going to get us through everything. We're not relying on anything but God. How awesome is that? So here's the question. Will you join me in the gym? Will you buy your gym pass? Will you get into the gym and work out your muscles? Because your life depends on it.